Shalom to those watching this video. I recently finished reading The Wisdom of Yahusha, the son of Syra, and there was so much wisdom being dropped, I just wanted to share with you. This won't be all of my notes, but I encourage you to read it for yourselves. To fear Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Pertaining to friends, chapter 6, 7 through 16. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. But in thy prosperity he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies, and take heed of thy friends. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellence is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear Yahuwah shall find him. Chapter 11, 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity. In my own words, that's why it's said when you're down and have nothing, you always find out who your friends really are. Chapter 9, verse 10. Forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him. A new friend is as new wine. When it is old, thou shalt drink it with pleasure. Pertaining to enemies, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Pertaining about women, chapter 7, verse 19. Forego not a wise and good woman, for her grace is above gold. Chapter 9, verse 6. Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Chapter 9, 8 and 9. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. For herewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. Chapter 19, verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. Chapter 26, 1 through 3. Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear Yahuwah. Chapter 26, 8 and 9. A drunken woman and a gadder abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Pertaining to sin, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Chapter 10, verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall power out abominations, and therefore Yahuwah broughteth upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly. Chapter 19, verse 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisteth pleasure crowneth his life. Disciplining your children. Chapter 26, 9 through 12. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an imprudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when she hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Chapter 30, verse 2. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. Chapter 30, 11 and 12. Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. So we understand this means when your children do something wrong, don't laugh at their errors, but reprove them so they understand what is wrong. When you hear about liberties, it's referring to restricting them, not to allow them to do any and everything they want. Verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. These were just a couple of the verses in my notes that I read, but I thought I'd share with you all. Keep studying diligently, and to you yours, Shalom.